Hello, hey, it's Aiko with Shua Girl. How are you? I'm an American English pronunciation coach based in Hawaii. So I decided to do Facebook Live for 17 days from today, every day, and answering questions, maybe one or two questions a day. And yeah, because I have a lot of questions, so I want to answer those questions, and mostly pronunciation related. So that's something that I really want to talk about all the time. So I decided to do 17-day Facebook Live challenge. So thank you very much for watching this live. And if you are watching a replay, thank you. If you don't have a Facebook account and cannot join Facebook Live, no worries. I'm gonna download each video and upload it to my YouTube channel, Shua Girl, so you can check those videos over there on YouTube. Okay, so today I have actually two questions, but I think these are very close related. So first question is, so I have many problems in my English pronunciation. So how should I start working on my pronunciation to improve it? Good question, right? So hi, thank you very much for joining live. Thank you. If you have any questions about pronunciation, you can comment here on live. Great, thank you for joining. So the first question, how where to start, right? So how when you think about oh, I want to improve my pronunciation, but I don't know where to start. So that would be struggle for many people, right? So where do you start? Because before you start working on your pronunciation, you don't know what you don't know. Again, you don't know what you don't know. So that's for everything. And learning pronunciation is the same thing. Before you start learning pronunciation, you don't know what you don't know about pronunciation, right? So it's a struggle for a lot of people. But actually, you're thinking about improving your pronunciation. That is a good start. That is a start. So that's good. So you want to have the motivation and you want to have the mindset of, oh, right now, I don't know what I don't know. So I'm going to start discovering about pronunciation slowly. Just be patient because it's gonna take time. And also if you don't know what you don't know where to start, you're gonna have a lot of experiments, right? And then once you start knowing about pronunciation, the process is going to be easier. Just so be patient at the beginning. And I highly recommend that where to start, right? So just think about how I started was I started speaking English almost all the time every day, and I wasn't using Japanese at all. So that's something you can do. You want to use English a lot, as much as possible. That would be the start, because even though you practice your pronunciation, if you don't use English, then what's the good what's the point of learning pronunciation, right? So that's something you can do. You can start using English all the time, so that whatever you practice or whatever you improve, you can apply the knowledge into your daily conversation already, right? So that's something that you can do. And what I suggest is, also, you want to listen to real conversations, not the textbook pronunciation, because textbook pronunciation is just really unusual. It's unreal, right? People don't talk like that. People don't talk like textbook pronunciation, right? So you want to listen to the real conversations. So talk shows. I don't really watch news because I'm not really interested in those topics. So I usually like to watch videos that are made for native speakers. It's I want to learn about business, so I watch videos that are spoken in English, but these are made for native speakers. So, learning using those videos not to improve my pronunciation or not just to improve my English, I also watch those videos for my knowledge, right? So I'm using English to learn something. So that's something that I can recommend. So that's number 2. So one is to use English as much as possible. The second point is to listen to the real conversations, because you want to stay away from textbook because you want to learn the real conversation, real pronunciation. So that's number 2. And then 3 is to have someone that can give you feedback, because I was really practicing my English all the time. I lived in a complete English environment for 3 years, and I almost forgot how to speak Japanese because I was using English all the time. But my pronunciation became pretty good, but I didn't know the basics because I didn't go through the pronunciation books or something. So I didn't know about vowels, especially English vowels didn't come to me naturally. So I was using Japanese vowels to speak English. So I had a really thick accent for a long time, for 6 years. And finally I realized learning basics is important in my 6th year in the US. And then I learned pronunciation basics from someone, and I got feedback and then practiced and I improved. So the third point is have someone that can give you feedback. This is really, really important because learning pronunciation is very difficult, especially after the age of 11. After the age of 11, you will lose the ability to listen to the high frequency sounds because, for example, L and R are similar, very similar frequency-wise. If you see the frequencies of L and R, they are very, very similar. The only difference is at the top of the frequencies, and you lose the ability to listen to the sound, high frequency area at the age of 11. So I started, I moved to the US when I was 23. So I was I started way after 11 years old, right? So for a long time, I didn't get the difference between L and R. So you want to have, good feedback from someone that knows about pronunciation. So that's something that you can do. So those 3 points you want to go through. First, you want to use English as much as possible. 2, listen to the real conversations to learn pronunciation. And 3, have someone that can give you feedback so that you can improve your pronunciation effectively. So thank you very much for the first question. So that question was, I have many problems in my English pronunciation. So where should I start? Yeah, thank you for the question. So next question is, so what is the point I have to improve in my pronunciation? So that question, the second question is similar to the first question, right? So where you want to, I guess the question the person wanted to ask me was where this person should focus on in order to improve his or her pronunciation. So there are so many points, but I'm just gonna keep it simple because focusing on just one area at a time is really important. So to do that, I think you want to focus on the rhythm first, because the rhythm is something that's very crucial when it comes to pronunciation. So you want to get rhythm and also intonation. I talked about rhythm and intonation yesterday, so you can check my video from yesterday, so how to practice rhythm and intonation little by little. So that's something that you can do. And then after you get rhythm and intonation, you also want to work on your breathing, because you need a lot more energy to speak English. It takes more effort to speak English because in the US, the country is so big, right? So you want to have a very strong voice in order to be heard. So also people think, oh, that person is confident because the voice is strong. So in order to appear that you are confident, you need to have a very strong voice. So the breathing is very, very different, because in Japan, we are trained to speak quietly, especially in public. So we change the way to breathe, right? So Japanese language is Japanese pronunciation is just so unique. It's very, very unique. It's really, really interesting, because it's really difficult for non-Japanese speakers, because you want to speak quietly, which is unnatural for speaking the language, right? So we Japanese speakers tend to stopping the air in the throat. So it has a lot of tension in the throat, so that your voice is not going to be projected, right? So we're doing something to make our voice quiet. So that's something that we're doing when we speak Japanese, right? So just think about this, any other languages, almost all other languages, I'm not sure, I don't know, I know only 4 or 5 languages, but Japanese, just think about Japanese pronunciation is just really unique. And English pronunciation is where you're supposed to have a really strong airstream inside of your mouth naturally. That's how human beings should speak, right? So in order to do that, you want to forget about the way that you are speaking Japanese, and then you want to change the way to breathe and project your voice closer to English. So don't stop the air inside of your mouth, so that you are able to project your voice. So that's something that you want to work on at the same time of practicing pronunciation. So that's something that you want to work on after getting rhythm and intonation. And also vowels and consonants are very, very important, right? But I think getting the rhythm, intonation, these are more important than individual vowels and consonants. So you want to work on those big picture first, rhythm, intonation, linking, reduction, all that first, and then move on to vowels and consonants. And I usually teach vowels first, because English vowels are more difficult than consonants, I think. Especially in Japanese, we only have 5 different vowels, and each one is very different from the rest of the sounds. So it's very easy, a, I, u, e, o, only 5 vowels, right? But in English vowels, it depends on the area, it depends on the person, but usually there are 19 to 22 or 21 vowels. So you have 5 times more vowels in English comparing to Japanese vowels. So there are so many more varieties, right? So you want to focus on the vowels first, and then work on the consonants after that. So my course is 12-week long. I go over breathing, rhythm, intonation, stress and reduction, linking, and then vowels, consonants in this order, because I want to effectively teach pronunciation one by one. So you can check out my website,発音矯正.com, and see the steps that I'm teaching. Maybe you can do the same to learn pronunciation so that you will learn something about pronunciation one by one. So that's something that you can do, like just learn one at a time so that you improve your pronunciation and you go to the next level. So that's what I recommend. Okay, so the question was, what was the point I have to improve in my pronunciation? So my answer was to learn pronunciation one by one, but you want to start from like rhythm, intonation, breathing, all that, like big picture first, and then learn vowels and consonants in this order, because I think that this is really effective. It was effective for me, so this is why I teach pronunciation this way. So that's something that you want to like start thinking about, like where to start. Okay, so thank you very much for the questions. So I answered 2 questions, and tomorrow I am planning to answer 2 more questions. So if you have, so thank you very much for watching live. If you have any questions live, please, you can comment now, and maybe I can answer your question tomorrow. Okay, so thank you very much. If you want to learn pronunciation from me, I have a few options for you. I have 12-week Facebook group course, and the next term course is the 4th term, and it's starting on August 27th, and I'm looking for only 3 people, and I'm teaching the 3rd term pronunciation group course right now, and then 3 amazing people working on the pronunciation, and they're improving a lot. So you're next. So if you want to improve your pronunciation effectively to be able to work comfortably in the US, this course is designed for you. So I am doing 無料説明会. I have the free consultation this weekend and the next weekend to let you know what you can learn in this course and how you're going to learn in this course. So the registration link is going to be in the description box, so you can check it out. So in the US time, it's going to be Friday, Saturday this week, and next week it'll be Saturday in the US. So if you want to know more about pronunciation or how I teach, what you can learn, please check it out. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please give me a like and also share with other English learners. And I'm gonna do this for 17 days, so this was my day 1. So tomorrow I'm gonna announce around what time I'm gonna go on live, and please join me tomorrow again. And if you have any questions, you can just comment here in this video, and maybe I can answer your question tomorrow. All right, so thank you very much. Bye.